There are no problems we cannot solve together and very few we can solve alone. Lyndon B. Johnson. Lyndon B. Johnson, LBJ, was known for his avid, he believed that for the world to work, we needed a community. The US has been really divided these past few years, and the recent elections have not helped at all, and it's our job as the next generation to fix it. He believed that the Great Society wasn't a final destination, but a constantly evolving and changing goal. And our generation is supposed to fix that. For our generation, for the future generations, and for a better future overall. Oh, I went too far. So let's talk about LBJ. He was the 36th president of the United States. He helped with many things, like the Clean Air Act. He passed a major tax cut and helped with civil rights movement of '64. After his election, he helped with the Social Security amendments of '65 and Medicare and Medicaid, which fall into what we call the Great Society, which is a set of domestic programs in the US to help fight poverty and racial injustice. In his speech, he remained cool, calm, and collected, while also relating to his audience, providing facts and statistics, and talking in an ethical manner. This is also known as logos, ethos, and pathos. So let's talk about that. Logos. He talked about it with the education system. So referring to how only over 1/4 of Americans at the time hadn't even graduated from high school. He also talks about pathos in the education system, considering that the audience is full of scholars and college graduates. As well as ethos, he talked about pollution. He talked about how from the forests to the oceans, we're ruining it and we need to change it. He already has the credibility as the US president to say these things, and now it just shows us that ethically he's trying his best and they're in place. He also has rhetorical devices. He uses anaphor twice and climax once. In our anaphor, he uses the repetition of the phrase society. He refers to it as our society or the Great Society, which creates this positive affirmation in your head that we are the future of the society and we will be that. He also talks at the very end of his speech, he says, "Will you join my battle 4 times?" Each with different endings, to ask the world, will you join my battle for racial injustice? Will you join my battle for religious freedom? And trying to get people into it, trying to get people to support his causes. He also has climax. He talks about pollution. He starts off by simply saying the waters are polluted to we can't even breathe. When and where? It was 1964. Where? Ohio University. On to the speech. I might have linked the wrong one.
The purpose of protecting the life of our nation, indignation. Many places, classrooms learn from. Their hours of these, as well as their hours of labor. It means exploring new techniques of teaching, to find new ways to stimulate the love of learning and the capacity for creation. These are 3 of the central issues of the Great Society. While our government has many programs directed at those issues, I do not pretend that we have the full answer to those problems. You can help build a society where the demands of morality and the needs of the spirit can be realized in the life of the nation. So will you join in the battle to give every citizen the full equality which God enjoins and the law requires, whatever his belief or race or the color of his skin?
These words, even 60 years later, have not lost any of their value. which is ironic, considering throughout his entire speech, which is about 20 minutes, he talks about the changing and evolution of our society and how we need to be the change and we need to be the future. He wants a world where equality is welcome, where no one is judged for their skin tone, where no one is judged for their religious belief, where we can support race, religion, sexuality, and it doesn't cause harm or disagreement, where we can respect each other's beliefs and boundaries and learn from that and grow from it instead of tearing each other down for it. In 1964, yes, I missed this. In 1964, a lot was going on. We had the space race, the Vietnam War, the civil rights movement was at its, most intense, and the country needed this. I missed this item. And the country needed this speech to unite each other and to unite them and realize that it's okay. And you might be asking, what does this have to do with today? What's the significance now? We still have a long way to go for acceptance. It's been 60 years and we're still dealing with racial injustice and discrimination against religions and the LGBTQ community. And I still see every day people tearing each other down for things that we should be supporting and lifting each other up for. And that's not what he would have wanted. Why it will endure is because people are always changing. People are always getting better, and we can change and we can build a society that we want, that we feel comfortable with, where equality isn't, it's a right. It's not something that we have to fight for. It's something that everybody has. It may not be the most talked about speech or the most well-known speech around, but it sends positive messages and positive affirmations, and he left us with something that we should always fight for. Thank you for listening to my speech.